Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Virtuals SPX 6900 and Hbar price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start here with Virtuals. Actually, we're gonna see the all-time history first, and we are looking here, of course, at the possibilities of the daily, where we have, of course, wave C potential ABC toward the upside, that it might still be unfolding as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Especially after this correction, as W, X, and a Y here can be very likely a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside. Now we got an impulse, of course, clear impulse as a wave 1. It can be an ABC, but in this case scenario, we have to be careful from a very large triangle here, A, B, and a C, and then D and a E, and then pushing later on. So it might take, of course, a very long time in case it is a triangle. So the possibility is still, of course, very likely here to be looking for higher prices. Now, in case we are in a very large wave 4, of course, it can be a wave 5 as well. The same as a wave C here in 3 waves, of course, and then 3 waves and 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The difference is, of course, between the wave C and the wave 5. The wave 5 can reach this blue scenario here, or blue box, between the 0.618 and the 1.0 Fibonacci level, $17 and $10. Now, in case that we are in a wave C, this is, of course, totally different, and it might reach, of course, the 1-to-1 Fib level, which is very, very high here. So basically, higher possibility is for a wave 5 before thinking in a wave C there, which it might be reaching very, very high. So if we dive inside it on the 2 hours chart here, we are looking as well to this impulse after this drop here as a potential. Can be, of course, a finished wave C here as an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, where we had perfectly hit our target, the blue box between 0.618 and 1.0 Fibonacci level for wave 5, taken from the 1 and based on the wave 3, giving us this area, and very nicely, of course, reacted from there. We got, of course, a wave 1, ABC wave 2, and we push very, very high and massively toward the upside, breaking above the 2.618 taken from the 1-2 here, which is huge, right? Very, very, very massive for virtuals. It is a very nice move. Let me measure just how much it is. It is close to the 90% here. So very interesting. It's one of the alts that it has, of course, pushed very high, like Render and FET. Now, currently, we're looking, of course, for wave 4. This wave 4 might be very deep, so be careful first, because we had a very massive move above 2.618. Second, you have a flat here for wave 2. So as alternation here, you are, of course, expecting something very deep as a zigzag, of course. And the targets for this wave 4 might be taken from there. So if this is your wave 3 there top, we're looking here for wave 4 as an impulse, which it might be, of course, minimum target is 0.23, not hit even yet. And based on the timing here, the time that we need for wave 4 here over a wave 2, we might need, of course, at least this time there to be reached, at least minimum requirement, 1-to-1 Fib time, 0.618. So it might be something as very sideways triangle here, that it might be unfolding and then pushing for higher later on for wave 5. So our expectations as well for a target in a wave 5 might be given, of course, below, taking, of course, the wave 1 and the wave 3 as a base, and we're looking there for this blue box. This maybe it's gonna be a little bit short wave 5. Don't forget, when we get a wave 3 like this, very extended, we might get a short wave 5. This is, of course, guideline as well from Elliott Wave. And basically, of course, we might get a deeper wave 4 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 somehow, and then pushing for wave 2, meaning 1, 2 or A, B, C. But yeah, very likely 1, 2, as explained, of course, on the daily, we might be in something bullish. That's it regarding virtuals. The next one we have here is SPX 6900. For SPX also, we're looking to our blue box here, hit and taken. However, With SPX, we didn't really saw a massive move as many other altcoins. We saw a little bit, of course, a shy move here, but still 40% is something really interesting to have, right? Now, on the all-time history, of course, we're still very bullish for SPX, and we're still looking here for a potential 1-2. Yeah, so we have an impulse as a wave 1, and then 1-2, and then pushing for higher. That means you are in a big wave 1, 2, 3 here, where you have 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. Now the question mark: will we get a wave 5 extended, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5? Because normally the target is in this area, taken of course from the zone 1, based on the wave 3, and of course giving us this area. That means, yeah, very likely that we might still get to this area. It can be even in diagonal. Yeah, so it can be in a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to hit the 0.618. And if we are very impulsive, it might hit, of course, the 1-to-1 fib level, the most common target here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, or even the extended one. Nobody knows. It can be very, very extended. But basically, I would say diagonal is very likely first because, of course, of the large move here that we see from SPX. And on the 2 hours chart, since we have a bottom there, and of course, there are possibilities there for lower prices, which it can be the triangle, so we gotta be careful with it. It can be here a potential triangle. I'm going to explain it as an A, B, and a C for a wave. A in triangle, B, and given, of course, as a zigzag, don't forget. And then if this is also a zigzag, kind of like an A, B, and a C here, also it can be, of course, a part of this triangle. So we got to be careful. That means, of course, we might push for lower after the wave E there, and then, of course, looking for lower prices still. Unless this is an impulse and pushing toward the upside, but it's what is hard to say here is that you have like a large one too. Why? Because this already looks like 3 waves. So somehow it already gave us a signal there that we are not really very bullish here for SPX. So we gotta be careful from this scenario as well. Now, basically, if we are in ABC, therefore, probability still can be there for a little bit higher, where we have double 1-2s. You're looking for wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, and then 4 and a 5. Currently, if we take a look, of course, on the 1 hour chart for this wave 4, now obviously it is corrective still, so nothing is scary here, I would say, for bearish, because obviously this is a 3 waves, and almost looking like an expanding flat there. Plus, you have reached the 2.618, which is very extended, also move from SPX. Now, basically, if we take a look as well on the fib level, we already reached the fib levels for wave 4, which is 0.38 fib level here. And yeah, it is, of course, still very far from invalidation even, and that because of the large move that we saw, of course, for wave 3. Invalidation is still very far, of course, and we're still looking here for something corrective, so very likely to continue toward the upside, guys. Now, the targets for this wave 5, where it might hit is exactly inside this area here, potentially for this blue box, and between the 74 cents and the 71 cents. Now, this target is, of course, for the major wave 4 and a 5. Don't forget, we have double 4-5, so it might still be hit here for the 1-to-1 fib level, as, of course, a regular flat, 3 waves, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then pushing for lower again for SPX. Yep, so these are the possibilities here for SPX. We're gonna see a little bit higher potentially, but of course this correction is very close, as alternation is looking good, by the way. So it can be ready at any time to start to push toward the upside. The next one we have is Hbar. For Hbar, also on the all-time history, we are looking as well to this 1 second daily. Here we go to this triangle, and it can be, of course, something as bullish, but we're gonna estimate this again. So if we are in a bullish scenario, impulse, well, I doubt it, guys. And then because, of course, of a very, very long sideways here, It's very hard to call this something as a wave 2. It's a very long sideways. Very likely that we are in A, B potentially, and then wave C can still be there if a wave B. But the wave C, well, you need an impulse, right? So you need a 1, 2 here, another 1, 2, again, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Well, I doubt it again. Therefore, higher possibility here is, of course, for something triangle or a large W, X, and a Y. By all means, the W here can be as follow: W, X, and a Y. So the wave Y also might be looking for something for higher. Your wave Y here can be, of course, something as 3 ways up, 3 ways down, and looking for something as an ending diagonal wave C, because you need, of course, a regular flat. Or it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, reaching, of course, the 1 to 1 as well, which is, yeah, very likely as well. Very likely. But another possibility is, of course, the triangle here, A, B, C, D, E, which is not looking good. Yeah, this might turn, of course, to something bearish after a wave E here. Yeah, so if this is your finished wave D, and we're looking for something for higher as an ABC in a wave E, well, that might, of course, turn into something bearish. Final scenario can be also that this is a part of a truncated correction. That means, of course, all this, what you're looking at here, is a large W, X, and a Y. And it might be that you started a 1, 2 there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And this is exactly where a potential better wave B or a wave 2 still can be unfolding there. In case that this is a 1, 2, yeah, it can be, of course, but you need a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside. On the 2 hours chart here, if we take a look as well for Hbar, we are looking here at, of course, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 3 finished, and we're, of course, right now looking after a wave 4. Be careful from the invalidation of the bullish. It is very, very close here. Plus, I don't like so much, of course, this wave 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. That means ABC here can be, of course, your correction as a wave 4. Wave 3 done and finished over there. That means if we take right now the fib levels taken from this wave 2 to the wave 3 over there, we are in the perfect fib levels right now, but look how much difference it is. The invalidation here is very, very close to your 0.38, where you look to other altcoins, you will see the invalidation below the 0.618, and this is a huge difference. This shows, of course, what is much more efficient here to trade with, right? However, if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and we're looking for a wave 5, the wave 4 might still be, of course, ranging in a more complex structure here. So we gotta be careful, because it might take, of course, a very longer time than this, because this wave 2 is horrible as well. Yeah, so I don't like it so much as well. So we gotta be careful with it. Yep, so these are also, yeah, I would say the Hbar is not looking a perfect thing, but still okay, still fine. But we gotta be careful. The invalidation is very, very close. Yeah, so we might get invalidation around 0.11 cents, 0.12 cents. So yeah, and I'm still like potentially here expecting something as very complex before we push toward the upside. Wave 2 is very large. Yeah, so be careful with it. Anyway, that was it for SPX 6900 virtuals and Hbar. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.